for me. Go to RenegadeAV8R.com. Call my office anytime, 888-366-5256. This is David Costa. I am the Renegade Aviator. See ya. What do you mean, see ya? Hold on. Wait a second. Hide. See? That's the intro to the show. I got to fix that. I'm not doing my job. This is our relaxing time each week where we jump on the air and just give a basic update. I've got Mrs. Renegade Aviator on the left. She's on the left. And she's in the land assault vehicle that we affectionately call. It's our land yacht RV because I kicked her out of my office so she wouldn't bleed over. So we're still in the same building. We're right down the street. I could walk out and I could rock the RV and she would be in there. So she's sitting there while we're doing this. This is our chance each and every week just to give you an update of things aviation. We just got done a great air racing episode with Bobby Thompson, and I'll tell you what she said in just a little bit. But why are we doing this? So we're doing this a little bit just to stay on purpose. These will get better. These are kind of impromptu. We don't plan a whole lot. We go through some current events in aviation, maybe some of my opinions in aviation. So your comments are encouraged. You're more than welcome to jump on and ask a question. And for those of you that are, I'm going to use this in my renegade terms. Those of you that are crazy enough to join us here, all you need to do, if you want to get, wait a second, there, if you want to get one of our brand new decals, what you need to do is jump on for a question or at least make a comment. We won't put them all up on air, but if you jump up in the comments on this live video and then you just reach out to me through my website, RenegadeAV8R.com, or go to one of my social media and say, hey, I was the guy or girl that asked you a question. We'll send you one for free. The only thing I need from you is your mailing address. So I can't spam you by mail. So if you want, it's about 4 inches. Man, I'll tell you what, I can't use my camera.
Center it there, yeah.
Look at that. There you go. You get one of these for free. And wait a second, I've got some of these and I can't reach it, but we got the brand new decal. Hold on one second. I'm going to grab the other decal. So hold on a second. Keep talking, Laura.
Yes, the brand new decal is pretty cool. It's real cool. So it's on the airplane. The airplane has been redone with the new logo and the sideways skull, if you know that from our land assault vehicle.
All right, I just cut you off.
It looks really good.
Right. Which one do you like better? We got this one. That's the new one. That's the new logo. And that's Janessa Link helped modernize our logo a little bit. So thanks, Janessa. We got a couple versions of this. We still have some of these left. They're both free. You only get one, though. Tell me which one you like. Just reach out through social media, say, hey, you're on one of the live feeds and here's my address. Send me a decal. I'm a great guy. I'm going to pay for the stamp as well. So we have coming up in the show, and it won't be very long today, but we have coming up some of the news that came about from my conversation with Bobby Thompson of the Reno Air Racing Association, news on the next chapter of air racing, and news on the Reno Air Show, which we will be a part of. We'll be flying in that event. I'll be flying in that event. Let me do this, though. Let me see if I can do this without causing too much trouble. And this, and I'm going to bring up a couple things here. So a little bit of an update. You can see my screen. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right. Isn't that interesting? Why am I showing you
maybe
this?
To you. I don't know.
What's that?
Maybe to you.
It's very interesting to me. So why I'm showing you that, wait a second. Why I'm showing you that, and of course, if I was a better, there you go. Anyway, that looks really boring, right? Well, what that is we finally fixed the nitrogen leak. Not we, and not Laura. Neither the Renegade Aviator or Mrs. Renegade Aviator fixed the nitrogen leak in the Iskra, but Ty did. So Ty's not here. He's not on the show today, but he was with us last week. And if you want to see who Ty is, go ahead and pull up last week's show. Anyway, but we fixed the nitrogen leak. We had a leak in this thing. We've got a system on the aircraft that requires nitrogen to power the emergency brakes, emergency flap, my canopy seal. And it wasn't anything dangerous, but we had a leak, and Ty was able to fix it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Thumbs up. That's great.
So yeah, let me go back over here again. And so you're seeing my my lack of preparation today. I'm trying to pull up the other thing I did. Here it is. All right. So let me bring up the next picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you are seeing the new graphics. That is a sneak peek of the new graphics on the air show jet. And, you know, again, we're not going to be all self-serving here on this episode, but that's a glimpse of the new graphics for the 2024 air show season. Let me know what you think. Janessa Link helped with that design as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let me do this and show you that. See that mess?
Yeah,
look at that.
That's a mess.
All right.
That's a mess.
Well, so we're going through an avionics upgrade. So all that mess on the table, we're taking stuff out, we're putting stuff back in. So the jet is getting some avionics improvements for the air show season. You can see we've had some fun tearing stuff apart. And yeah, so I like that. We, here, you see me moving around. I'd like to thank Mario at Accurate Aero here in Minden. He's been helping out with that. There's our new logo. So enough of this. What I want to do now, I'm going to jump back over here because I'm doing this kind of ham-handed. I am going to stop sharing that, put me and you back together again. And so coming up, like I said, I got some new news on the Reno Air Races for 2025 that if you're listening this far, I promise I won't keep you waiting too much longer. We're 8 minutes into this thing. We probably want to go 20 minutes and we're done because I'm flying tomorrow. But what I wanted to bring up is we go each and every week. I kind of share my opinion. Share. That's not a word that the Renegade Aviator likes to use, but I'll say share some information. I'm going to share my screen here. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to show that one first. I'm going to go back. So what we do is we just run through some of this stuff. So this is AvWeb. And so AvWeb, thank you. I'm giving you credit for that. I don't know how well you can see it on the screen there, but oh yeah, you can see it pretty well. So the reason I'm doing this is just a chance to go over some of the news, some of the stuff that's important. And we see this upset inquiry focused on seat movement. So investigators are focused on a flight deck seat movement in the upset episode involving a Boeing 787 on Monday, March 11th. So
last Monday.
Yeah, last Monday. So basically what happened, for lack of a better word, is the pilot's seat slid back and they damn near crashed the airplane.
Not good. Not good.
So all that fancy BS, that's a real fancy flight deck there. The 787 is a pretty advanced thing, but seat movement. So any of you that have flown general aviation airplanes, you probably had a little Cessna 172 and the seat can slide back and you can't control the airplane very well. Well, anyway, that it happens to airline pilots as well. And I'm not here to pontificate on why. Some of you on social media love to do that crap. I don't get into that right now. But the other thing I thought was pretty cool today is the SpaceX launch. So for those of you that have not seen it, they launched that big SpaceX Starship, launched today at 9:25 a.m. Eastern time. And it was really, really cool. I mean, the big heavy, that's the super heavy booster designed to take this spaceship up to the moon. For those of you that believe that we've been to the moon, I'll leave that off for comment later, you know, or maybe we'll go back to the moon. Maybe the aliens are on the moon and don't want us there. Who the hell knows? But in any event, SpaceX launched the Super Heavy today. It took off, was really cool, and then it blew up again. So, and they said it was pretty much a decent success. So whenever you can blow something up and call it a success, I'm into it. But you know, it just brings up something on SpaceX. They're not afraid of trying new stuff and screwing it up and learning from it and continuing. So they said here that the booster descended for an attempted soft splashdown, which we call a soft crash. I don't know, in the Gulf of Mexico, but it didn't do that. What it ended up doing is blowing up, but still pretty cool. It's like
nobody was in there.
No, it's yeah, there's nobody in there.
Okay, well, that's good.
If there was, we wouldn't be joking about it.
No,
at least,
you wouldn't be.
Or depending on who was in there, if it blew up. I mean, there's certain people that could be in there. If it blew up, I really wouldn't worry about it. What else do we have here? I'm going to bring this up quickly. And I'm going to bring this up only because just kind of switch gears a little bit because, you know, I mean, the NTSB releases documents behind the Texas Warbirds collision. And for those of you that are not aware of this, it's on a more serious tone. If you remember back in November of 2022, 5 people died when at an air show, a Boeing B-17 collided with a P-63, both kind of World War II vintage aircraft. Huge loss of life, a shock to everybody in the air show community. So anyway, they released today 1,900 pages of documents on that crash. And, you know, that was a situation where we had a lot of activity going on at the air show, very dynamic environment with bombers at one altitude, fighters at another altitude, giving people a show. And unfortunately, we lost 5 people that day. None of the spectators were injured, but, you know, huge loss of life for the crew. So here's what I'm going to caution you about, I guess, is when you see stuff like this, every idiot that thinks they're an expert is going to be jumping on now social media, wanting to pontificate on how smart they are and how much they know. And they're going to say, I was a former Air Force pilot and I know about all things aviation. And I'm just going to caution you. For those of you that don't or may not know, I do pilot expert work in litigation. And many times what's found by the NTSB or what's contained in the NTSB report is has very little fact to it. In the end, I'm not putting down the NTSB. Well, yes, I am. They're a government entity. So yeah, I am putting the NTSB down. But their report is what it is. As a matter of fact, as a pilot expert, we're really not even, I mean, a lot of times it's not even viewed by the court as decent evidence. So all I'll say on that to keep things light here is obviously that, you know, we are, you know, our hearts go out to the people involved, the families that are involved. Air show flying is dangerous, but there's a lot done to make sure the people on the ground are protected, those that are watching the event. So as time passes, we will learn more. But for now, it's out. So watch your social media for the idiots that are going to pontificate. So I pontificate, but when I pontificate, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Look at this one here. Okay. So this is a coincidence. Boeing whistleblower death deemed a suicide. So well-known Boeing critic and whistleblower John Barnett was found shot to death Saturday in Charleston, South Carolina. And yeah, they're saying it was self-inflicted, but the guy that blew the whistle on Boeing, we've had all the quality control issues with Boeing lately, from the 737 MAX. It was a few years ago. We had those incidents, those crashes, and then most recently, the plug for the emergency exit door blowing off the airplane on an Alaska Airlines flight. That was fun. Found out there were fasteners that were not tightened properly. But anyway, I'm just showing you this because it's a coincidence. And, as an Italian, as the air show mafia, as the Italian air show mafia here, it's just interesting that the whistleblower, his death has been deemed a suicide. So take that one for what it's worth. Is that aviation news? Maybe it is. And let's see what else I got, and I won't bore you. And then coming up, I got some news for you on what Bobby and I talked about with the Reno Air Racing Association. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. So again, you can't make this stuff up. It's another 787. Look at that. Let me read it to you. Let me go back to my other screen so I can read it. When I look at myself on camera, I can't read it. Brian Jocat, I don't know what his name is, a passenger aboard a LATAM Airlines 787 that had a sudden loss of altitude on Monday, said the captain told him that the gauges suddenly went blank and he was briefly unable to control the airliner.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So the airplane had 263 people on board, but it had a sudden drop. It says the sudden drop sent a dozen people to the hospital after they were flung about the cabin. So for those of you that are not aware, this is a fly-by-wire aircraft, and some of you aviation experts that want to correct me. 2 points. I don't know what happened, right? But I've been flying for how many years? 40 some years, damn near 50 years, maybe. No, 40. I guess it's in the 40s still. I'm not that old. But I've had gauges go blank. I've had, instrumentation not work, but on a normal airplane that has a manual control or manual reversion, you can still fly the airplane. Just because your gauges don't go blank, you don't go and let go of the flight controls and let the airplane dive down. However, some of these, I've seen people do that. I've seen pilots, something goes wrong and they just panic, right? We call the it's either flight or flail. We'd rather see people fight, and stay flying the airplane. As somebody once told me, fly the airplane as far into the crash as possible. You've heard me say that before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's interesting that we've had a couple of these instances, not exactly this, but this, gauges went blank before a 787 sudden loss of altitude. Remember, I just read another article of the seat moving. I don't know if these two are connected or not, and I don't really feel like looking right now, but I think it was the same airline. So it may very well be the same flight. But I love how the captain is telling passengers, if I screw up in the airplane, I'm not going to casually tell a passenger, oh, yeah, the gauge just went blank. I couldn't fly the airplane anymore.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. As a passenger.
Yeah. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Anyway, I'll do one more, then I'll launch into Bobby's information. Remember, for those of you that put up with this and watch this, send me your there. Send me your name and address.
1 or 2. 1 is the new one. 2 is the old one.
Yeah, this is the new one. This is the other one. They're both great. Which one do you like better? But ask the biker patch or the new patch.
Yeah.
Sticker. These are stickers, not patches. Anyway, send me your name and address. I'll send you one for free. All right, let me just end this painful discussion here and get into there's three things that came up today while talking to Bobby Thompson, who's one of the directors at the Reno Air Race Association. And as you know, we do a podcast for the Reno Air Racing Association every single week. Right back on all these channels. I also do a podcast called Moses Lake Live, and we do that about every 2 weeks. And we've got some really cool stuff coming up with that. So I had a conversation with them today, and we're going to be doing some really good discount stuff. For those of you to find me at the Moses Lake Air Show, join us on any of these podcasts, because when we promote the events that we're going to, we do a lot of giveaway stuff. But anyway, the Reno Air Show, October 4th through 6th. It's the first ever twilight air show in the state of Nevada. And it's going to be a really cool event. For those of you that have not seen a nighttime air show, you really need to get out there and see this thing. But that's not the great news. Do you know what the great news is? Do you remember? You were on the
I do.
podcast. What was one of them?
And the air races, unlimited speed in the air races.
Right. No speed limit. So this is from Bobby. No speed limit for the jets. So imagine now the next generation of air racing, or the next chapter of air racing, is due to start soon. Stay tuned for that, because the other thing Bobby let us know is they're running a little bit behind. We're down to 3 cities. We're down to, we've got Casper. We've got
Roswell,
where the aliens are. And we've got
Colorado.
And Pueblo, Colorado. So you know them better than I do. They're supposed to make the final choice sometime in April, like the end of April. So stay tuned to my podcast on that one so that you can get all the scoop. But no speed limit on the race course for you jet class people, friends of mine. And, if you don't treat me well, I may end up racing. I may show up and race just to piss everybody off. Hey, Costa's back. Hey, screw you.
We don't know what time of year it's going to be yet.
And
we don't really know what time of year that's going to be yet, depending on what city is chosen. That's
no
still
idea.
open. Yeah.
But there's one more thing, and then I'm going to end it. I'm going to end the show after this last announcement, because of all the interest I'm getting right now. Everybody's raising their hands in the audience. I can see them. Raise your hand, audience. There is. There's the one person. The other thing for air racing as we go into 2025, when the new chapter of air racing begins, is, if you remember, if you went to the Reno air races before, when they were held in Reno, you couldn't fly in. You could fly to Reno to the international airport and leave your airplane there. But the open space in Reno was just getting taken away. I mean, we just were getting crammed out of the race course in general. And in reality, that's why they're not going to be held there anymore. But on all 3 of these new locations, whichever one they choose, there's plenty of open space. So no speed limit, go fast. Guys and girls in the jets, man, throttle up, hit the burners. No burners. Maybe there might be afterburners. I could start a rumor that the afterburners will be allowed on the race course and get everybody mad at me. You do that? No, I won't do that. But there is no speed limit. The other thing is you can fly in. There's going to be room for you, owners of aircraft, that can fly in now to whatever site they choose for the Reno air races. You'll be able to fly in, which is totally different. Before, you parked at Reno, you parked out on a closed runway, the international airport, and had to still rent a car and drive all the way to Stead for that. So I think when we see these new, whatever city that they choose, so stay tuned for late April, whatever city that they choose, You're going to be able to fly in, really, really cool. You're going to be able to probably camp there with your aircraft, or sort of like what they do at other events, and no speed limit, man. So again,
pretty fast there.
so if the jet class isn't nice to me, I'm going to show up.
You're probably going to show up anyway, so you're threatening something.
If the jet class doesn't be nice to me, I am going to show up and race the Iskra with no speed limit. How about that?
With the new
now everybody will treat me nice. We don't want Costa racing. He's an idiot. Anyway, all right. That's really all I got. I don't think we need to go much further than that. If you came in late, whatever, make sure that you send me your name, and I need your name. I also need your address, because I'm paying for the stamp to mail you one of these. You ain't getting two of them. You're getting one. Pick one. Which one do you like better? The biker style? This is harder to do than it looks. Biker style,
patch,
or
the regular patch.
The new
and it's not.
one.
It's a sticker. They're all stickers.
Yeah, they're stickers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I guess I need to make patches too. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Go back and listen, share this. We do this once a week. It's just a quick update for everybody. I really appreciate everybody joining us each and every week. Join me on Moses Lake Live. We do it every 2 weeks. So every other week we do a Moses Lake Live. I just did a great one with Mark Peterson and his A37. He's going to be at the Moses Lake Air Show. And join me every week for air racing, past, present, and future, where we talk air racing. And for those, I'm trying to get somebody from Section 3. It's the fan group Section 3. I'd like to interview a rabid fan next week or the week after, and we're going to start bringing on air racers to talk about on that event. So plenty of opportunities for you to look at my pretty face, or look at her pretty face, and listen to my pontification. Anyway, that's all I've got. Let's see, what else you got? Anything else? We got hey Terry, thanks. Yeah, Terry John, there you go. Terry, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for joining, and thanks for everybody else coming in. Terry, since you jumped on, I really appreciate the help you gave us during ICAST. So thank you. It was very, very helpful. Anyway, we are getting ready to roll on out of here, because I've got stuff to do, man. I got to go fly tomorrow, flying the G200 tomorrow, the beautiful G200. Anyway, this is David Costa and Mrs. Renegade Aviator. I am the Renegade Aviator. See ya.